Good morning. It's May 20th and the policy committee meeting. I call to order. We have a quorum. I need an approval of an agenda.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, next up is the approval of the open session minutes of April 15.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Okay, so next up is Polly's for second review.
Good morning. We have some policies for second review. The first one is policy 1-27, school safety. This policy was reviewed by this committee in April and in May by the full board. We've had no stakeholder input since that time, and staff would request that this policy go for approval at the June meeting. And just for a refresher, this policy was revised to address changes in responsibility and provide some clarification. And if you want me to, I'll go through all of them and then we can do a motion at the end.
That would be good.
Okay. Are there any questions on that one?
No.
Okay, I'm going to do policy 3-07 and 4-07, racism, discrimination, harassment, and bullying complaint procedure for employees and students respectively. And I'm going to look at them together since they're companion policies. These policies were reviewed in April by the committee and in May by the board. Again, there's been no stakeholder input since that time, and staff would request that this go for approval at the June meeting. And the changes in this policy are just part of the regular review of board policy. All right, seeing no questions, the next policy for second review is policy 4-01, attendance. This policy was also reviewed by the committee in April and the board in May. There's been no stakeholder input since that time, and staff would ask that this go for approval at the June meeting. And the changes in this policy were due to changes in a state board policy, which removed failure options for attendance, and so it made attendance recovery irrelevant. All right, then we have policy 5-04, extracurricular activities and interscholastic athletics. This one was also reviewed by the committee in April and in May by the board. There's been no stakeholder input since that time, and staff would ask that this go for approval at the June meeting. And the changes in this policy were to address the new NIL agreements and to address eligibility when parents falsify their address. And the final for a second review is policy 5-12, student promotion and accountability. This also was reviewed by the committee in April and the board in May. There's been no stakeholder input since that time, and staff would ask this go for approval at the June meeting. And the changes in this are due to a change in state board policy regarding attendance recovery grades and how they're calculated. Those are all the policies for second review.
I need a motion for the policies for second review. Policy 127, 3-7B, 4-1, 4-7B, 5-4, and 5-12.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next up is policy for first review.
Okay, I'm going to group the first three together. It's policies 3-02E, licensure, 3-06, staff student relations, and 4-08, child abuse and related threats to children. They all have the same change, and the change is being made to align our policy with revisions to the State Board of Education policy. And staff would ask that this go for first review to the full board at the June meeting. And if you look, the issues are who is required to report, and it specifically adds the superintendent as well as the cabinet level positions. It specifies principal, and then it clarifies that the behavior could result in termination, non-renewal, suspension without pay. It clarifies all of those things as things that we need to report.
Any questions? No? Okay.
Okay, the next is actually a new proposed new administrative guideline to policy 5-12, the school improvement plan, and this is 5-10 AG school improvement plan administrative guidelines. And this is new guidance that we have developed to help our school teams on the school improvement plan process. And it lays out some information that is required either by law or by policy. And just we didn't have it in one place for them to easily review. And so this was at the recommendation of staff, and staff would request that these guidelines go for review at the June meeting.
Any questions?
Okay, the next is policy 5-07, use of facilities and equipment. And the revision to this policy are to provide clarification and also to update the policy to clarify the use of the online portal Facilitron that the board has implemented. And that is clarified in this policy. And so staff would ask that this go for review at the June meeting as well.
Any questions? Okay.
All right, the last one is the administrative guidelines to that same policy, policy 5-7 AG use of facilities administrative guidelines. This also is to clarify the use of the online portal and also to provide some clear feedback as to what is needed as part of the application and rental process. And staff would ask that this go for review at the June meeting as well.
Okay.
And that is all.
Any questions? Okay. Okay. Can somebody make a motion to send
move.
policies for first, sorry.
I was gonna say, I moved to send this to the full board for review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's it. Okay, our next meeting is June 17th at 8 o'clock. And I need a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Have a good day.
Yeah, this